Bears News fan report coming at you on a night where the air feels different. Like the whole season is teetering on a decision that could either launch us into the NFC Elite or leave us staring at another what if in December. So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into why the next few days could be a pivot point in Chicago's football history. Everyone's been watching the left tackle battle, sizing up Braxton Jones' recovery, studying rookie Ozzie Trapelo's frame and footwork, knowing that whoever guards Caleb Williams' blind side is holding the keys to our franchise quarterbacks. Rookie season. But here's the thing. While the spotlight is on that offensive line duel, something else might be brewing behind the scenes. Something that could flip our defense from good to terrifying. Think about it. We've got an offense being built to move the chains and light up scoreboards. But what if Ryan Poles isn't just thinking about protecting the kid? What if he's about to arm our pass rush with the kind of weapon that makes fourth quarter's a nightmare for every QB in the NFC North? We've seen this story in flashes dominant edge pressure that changes games, forces turnovers, and makes even the most confident quarterbacks happy to take the check down just to survive. But flashes aren't enough. If you're going to win in January, you need relentless. You need someone who doesn't disappear when the stakes get high. Someone who turns a playoff drive into a 3-and-out with one well-timed burst around. The corner. And right now, with our roster balance and cap flexibility, the window is there. Rumors have started trickling in. Whispers about a player who's been one of the league's most consistent sack producers, a guy who thrives against top tackles and doesn't wait for momentum. He creates it. You put someone like that opposite Montez Sweat, and suddenly our secondary has an extra half second on every coverage. Tremaine Edmonds is playing downhill, and every offensive coordinator in the division is rewriting protections on Tuesday night. This isn't about making a splash for headlines. This is about completing the transformation Poe started when he ripped down the old roster and rebuilt it brick by brick. The left tackle decision is vital, sure, but the idea of pairing Sweat with a pass rusher who's been in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. That's the kind of move that takes a young team and stamps it as a contender. And if that, players named Trey Hendrickson really is starting to circulate for a possible move to Chicago, then every Bears fan should be paying attention. Because a deal like that doesn't just tweak the depth chart, it changes the identity of your team overnight. The question now is, are we bold enough to take it? Let's cut through the noise. If you're ready to see the Bears stop talking about potential and start taking the NFC by force, hit that like button, drop your take in the comments, and lock in. Because what we're talking about here could flip this team's identity in an instant. Hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's finish what we started. Because this isn't just about filling a gap on the depth chart. This is about rewriting what Chicago Bears football means in 2025. Picture it. Trey Hendrickson in navy and orange, lining up opposite Montez Sweat. Caleb Williams watching from the sideline as the defense takes the field and absolutely strangles an opponent's last hope at a comeback. This is the kind of move that would echo through every locker room in the NFC North. It's the difference between hoping for a stop and expecting one. Since 2018, Hendrickson has been a nightmare for offensive lines 3 straight double-digit sack seasons, multiple Pro Bowl nods, and a reputation for showing up in the games that matter most. This isn't some one-year wonder. This is a closer, a finisher, the kind of relentless motor that doesn't care if it's first quarter or 2 minutes left in the fourth. And when was the last time we could honestly say our defense had that kind of swagger, that kind of inevitability? Maybe when Khalil Mack burst on the Soldier Field in 2018 and single-handedly turned Aaron Rodgers' night upside down. Maybe when the 2006 squad turned takeaways into an art form. But it's been too long, and we've been chasing that feeling ever since. Hendrickson changes that instantly. Offenses would have to pick their poison double Sweat and watch Hendrickson run wild, or double Hendrickson and give Sweat a free shot at the quarterback. And that's before you even talk about how much better this makes our linebackers, our secondary, even our special teams by setting the tone early and often. You think Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon wouldn't jump a few more routes knowing the ball has to come out faster? You think Tremaine Edmonds wouldn't love to spy a QB with the pocket collapsing in under 3 seconds? This move isn't just about sacks. It's about a mentality shift. It's about walking into Lambeau Field in December and knowing Jordan Love is going to spend more time on the turf than in rhythm. It's about making Jared Goff's quick release timing meaningless because there's nowhere safe to throw. It's about putting the fear back into NFC North football, the kind that has coordinators losing sleep on Tuesday and quarterbacks losing sleep on Saturday. And for the fan base, this is a statement. It's Ryan Poles planting a flag and saying, the rebuild isn't just about offense, isn't just about Caleb Williams. It's about building a team that can beat you in any way it chooses. Bears fans are loyal to a fault, but they're also starved for a team that makes the rest of the league uncomfortable. Hendrickson does that. You could feel the shift in the stands. The volume goes up. The swagger in the crowd returns. Every defensive snap feels like it could end in a sack or a turnover. And when you combine that with an offense that can now play with a lead without fear of it slipping away, you start to see the outlines of something we haven't had in decades. A complete team. The window in the NFL is cruelly short. Injuries happen, contracts expire, and that perfect mix of talent and chemistry doesn't last forever. We've seen this team be aggressive before signing Sweat, trading for DJ Moore, but this would be the moment they go all in. Not because they're desperate, but because they're ready. Ready to stop being a team with potential and start being a team with a target on its back. And if Poles can pull this off, if Hendrickson's name is called out in a Bears press conference in the coming weeks, then every snap from here on out changes. The defense stops being a good unit and becomes a headline act. The offense stops carrying the weight alone. And this city that's been waiting since '85 to see the Lombardi back in Chicago gets to believe. Not in some distant future, but in the here and now. Because with Hendrickson hunting on one side, Sweat on the other, and a young quarterback learning to win behind them, the Chicago Bears don't just become contenders. They become the team nobody wants to see in January.